Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cheakamus Centre and our pro tip for the home for today. My name is Wade Rowland. I'm the executive chef here, and today we're going to be doing the Bannock, and then we're also going to be doing ricotta cheese. Okay, so what we need: you're going to need your spoons, you're going to need a knife. Got this for zesting, but for the Bannock, this is what we're going to need. We got our measuring cup. We got our cups. Measuring cups, frying pan, spatula, and a bowl. The ingredients here, I'll just grab the board, so I'll give you a shot of that. So if anybody wants to copy that down, you can scale that up or down any way you like. So I've got my baking powder, my sea salt, my flour, my water, my oil, and everything's all measured out already. So all I have to do for you today is assemble it while you watch. So first thing, clean hands. I've washed my hands. I have my hot rags, and I'm keeping all my implements up on a cloth so they're not touching the counter surface. Okay. We won't need these anymore. I'll just put those aside. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to start preheating your pan. All right. So I'm going to get that up to a medium high heat. All right. You're going to want to have a nice good sear on that. I'm going to take my watch off because you don't cook with your watch on. All right, so we're going to mix all our dry ingredients together first. Okay, so flour, baking powder, some sugar, and the salt. The sugar we add mostly because it helps with the color in the end. It'll help it be a nice, more golden brown color. We're not actually making a sweet Bannock. It's about the amount of sugar you would add to your average pancake recipe. If you want to make a sweet Bannock, you can just double up on the sugar, and it depends on what you want to add to it. So right now we've got our dry ingredients all mixed. We're ready for our liquids. Okay, so I have my 1/4 cup of oil here, and my 3/4 cups, 1 1/8 cup of water. All right, so we're just going to add those into the middle, and we're going to mix. Now, super important with things like tea biscuit, it's a very soft dough, it's delicate. You want to mix it as little as possible. So I'm not kneading it, I'm just stirring it around with my hands, okay? Until it starts coming together, all right? And you can see how it's flaking, all right? That's good. I'm not using a lot of pressure. All right. So once it all comes together, out on the board it goes, okay? And I'm just kind of getting it into a form, right? Fold it once or twice. All right. There we go. There's our Bannock dough. Now, at this point, you can cut it. You can cut it into triangles. You can form it into a log and cut biscuit shapes. You can get some cutters and cut it. And I mean, those traditional tea biscuit shapes. But because we're using Bannock, we're making it for Bannock, and this is a great recipe. You can toast it on a stick. You can do all sorts of stuff. If you're going to do anything like stick toasting, you're going to want it a little bit softer, What you can do is you knead it to get the glutens out, and it'll hold shape. If I try and toast this on a stick right now, it's going to fall apart all over the place, okay? So, here we are. Now, I got my hot rag. Check my frying pan. All right, frying pan's good. I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil in there. Bannock also likes to have a healthy amount of oil. You want to make sure that oil is nice and hot, and you can see how it's sheeting. Okay, let that heat up for a couple of seconds. Now, at this point, you could, if you were at home, do this and put it right in a pie plate, and then just put the pie plate in. But here, things are a little bit different, so there we go. Well, I managed that with a disaster. That's awesome. I'm just going to press that down into the edges. Okay. All right. And I'm going to let that fry a little bit. So for this recipe, you can add cheese, green onions, seeds, nuts, anything you like. Like I said, we're just doing the plain one. All right, so while that's doing its thing, gonna do a quick tidy here. I'm done with these, and let's start talking about ricotta. So ricotta is a fresh cheese that's made from here. We use stale dated milk and coffee cream. So I went out today and I got a liter coffee cream because I want to show you the ratios properly. So for this, I'll need my lemon. I've got a teaspoon of salt. I have my coffee cream. I won't be using the milk today. I just wanted to put that there, show you. I've got a fine mesh sieve and cheesecloth. I folded the cheesecloth over 4 times, okay? And it's important to at least have a couple folds, not just one single layer of cheesecloth, because you'll catch more of the curd this way. Okay, I got my bucket here to catch the whey as we drain it out, and I got a mixing bowl for putting the cheese into when it's done, and I've got a pot. Okay, so we're gonna go in, and the bannock is ready for its turn. All right, and this all happens very quickly. Okay, you can see there's some color happening. All right, there we go. And we're going into the oven now. All right, 125 degrees of oven. I'm gonna set that for 10 minutes and go. All right. All right, so while that's going, we're gonna preheat our pot for the milk. We're gonna get that on the heat. And I am going to add our coffee cream. Just going to slice the lemon in half. So your average lemon you get at the store, your average mid-sized lemon, is going to give you about 2 ounces or 30 milliliters of juice, roughly. So sort of like 2 shot glasses worth. And this should be enough acid to break the cream. So what we're doing is we're using acid to crack the milk fats away from the whey in this cream. 18% cream will give you the most product for your effort. If you use a liter of 10% cream, you're going to get roughly half the amount out of ricotta out of it. If you go to whipping cream, I've never had good success with trying this with whipping cream. It's just too heavy. But if you need to use some up in your fridge, because this is what that's all about, that's when you would grab your milk, okay, and you would you'd thin it out a little bit, mix it up, okay? You don't have to add the zest. If you don't add the zest, you're going to end up with a very plain flavor. And I think it needs to be said that if you, I'm just using a very tiny amount, if you use too much, it gets really bitter. Add your salt, get it dissolving. All right. And as soon as that cream starts to foam up, you're going to see we're going to drop that acid in there, and you'll be able to watch the curds form. Okay, you can see some bubbles forming on the top. And you notice how it's getting that kind of almost steamed frothy look like you would see going into a latte. Right? So it's kind of starting to, this is what the latte people call your texturizing. Okay, so it's getting a silkier texture. You can see the ripples. Okay, we're very close now. When it starts looking like this, don't leave. Just sit there and watch that pot till it boils. It's going to feel like it takes forever, but won't be much. All right, you can see it boiling. All right, so I've got my lemon juice ready. There's the foam. In goes the acid. Take it off the heat and stir. There we go. And here we are. You can see, if you look below, you can see the whey starting to pull up. Okay. All right. There's our bannock. So you can hear that drum-like sound, all right? I don't mind it with the darkness here. I think it has a great flavor. It also reminds me more of cooking it on a stick in a campfire. But while we were waiting, I went behind and I grabbed some paintbrush. Pastry brush. What we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of oil and a little bit of honey. And if you want to make it glossy and beautiful, you can also do this trick with melted butter. And we're just gonna put a quick glaze on it. Get a nice shine going. If you do this with butter and honey, it's delicious. Look at that. Nice light crumb. Okay. Now I can, you can't smell, but I can smell the honey coming off it. It's gorgeous. And because I'm me, I'm just gonna pack a little bit of coarse salt on there. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, okay? We have our whey and we have our ricotta, okay? You can see how it's pulling away from the cheesecloth easily. So, good strike. We are going to lift this out and into the bowl, okay? And you see, it pretty much just falls right out. Right? And this is your texture here. So now we've got nice loose fresh curd texture. All right.